السلام عليكم. كأنه بيتحرك. الله الرحمن الرحيم.
الحمد لله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض وله الحمد في الآخرة وهو الحكيم الخبير. يعلم ما يلج في الأرض وما يخرج منها وما ينزل مبين ليجزي الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك لهم مغفرة ورزق كريم. والذين سعوا في آياتنا معاجزين أولئك لهم عذاب من رجز أليم.
In the heart of Oman, where ancient traditions meet modern aspirations, stands the Modern College of Business and Science, a beacon of knowledge and innovation since its inception in 1996. Our state-of-the-art campus reflects our commitment to excellence. From cutting-edge digital libraries to interactive classrooms, every corner of MCBS is designed to inspire and innovate.
The college has undergone amazing changes over the years, and particularly within the last year. We have a colorful campus that includes a set of dynamic centers, including a sustainable center, innovation center, an entrepreneurship hub, a recreational center, as well as a dining hall.
Guided by a faculty of industry leaders and academic experts, our students receive unparalleled mentorship and insight, preparing them to become the business pioneers of tomorrow. MCBS prides itself on a diverse student body, bringing together individuals from various cultural and professional backgrounds. This diversity enriches the learning experience, fostering global perspectives and innovative thinking.
الكلية الحديثة للتجارة والعلوم مستمرة في ريادتها في مجال التعليم والتعلم من خلال طرح برامج أكاديمية متميزة بمختلف المستويات، بدءاً من الدبلوم والبكالوريوس والماجستير وكذلك الدكتوراه، وتحقق إنجازات طيبة في مجال البحث العلمي والابتكار وريادة الأعمال، وتعزز علاقتها مع المؤسسات المحلية والدولية.
Join us at the Modern College of Business and Science, where your journey to becoming a future leader begins against the backdrop of Oman's rich traditions and bright future.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, distinguished guests, honored speakers, respected colleagues, and dear participants. On behalf of the Modern College of Business and Science, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to the International Conference on Sustainable Practices in Business and Technology, ICS-PBT 2026, hosted in hybrid mode here in Muscat, Oman. I am Dr. Anwar Hinai, Director of Marketing and Communications at MCBS, and I'm happy to serve as your Master of Ceremony for this opening session. Before we proceed with our program, I would like to address a few housekeeping details. Firstly, there are no fire drills scheduled for today. If you do hear the fire alarm, please rise from your seats and exit the hall to your left in a calm manner. Members of the organizing committee will guide you to the college's main entrance and designated assembly points. Secondly, restrooms are located nearby. Our student ambassadors and organizers will be happy to assist you if needed. Building on last year's success, ICS-PBT 2026 is held under the patronage of His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Amr al-Shidani, Secretary of Communications and Information Technology, whose leadership continues to advance Oman's digital transformation and sustainability agenda in line with Oman's Vision 2040. We are grateful for Your Excellency's support and presence today. This conference brings together scholars, researchers, policymakers, and practitioners to examine how business intelligence, digital transformation, and responsible innovation can drive sustainable and inclusive development. It reflects our commitment to interdisciplinary research, international collaboration, and scholarship that makes a difference. To formally commence the conference, may I invite Ms. Aisha Al-Kharousi, Deputy Chairperson, to deliver the welcome address on behalf of Dr. Musa Al-Kindi, Dean of the Modern College of Business and Science, who regrettably is unable to join us today. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Aisha.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, honorable official, esteemed academics and researchers, industry leaders, colleagues and students, a very warm welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the official launch of the second International Conference on Sustainable Practices in Business and Technology 2026, hosted by the one and only Modern College of Business and Science here in Muscat, in the heart of Oman. This second edition represents more than continuity. It represents growth, momentum, and expanding global presence. The conference has evolved in respected platforms where research, innovation, and sustainability converge to address real-world challenges facing our economies and societies. Today, sustainability is no longer an option. It is imperative. The intersection of business and technology plays a decisive role in shaping resilient institutions, responsible markets, and inclusive growth. This conference reflects MCBS's strategic vision of education that is academically rigorous, globally connected, and impact-driven. We are proud that the Modern College of Business and Science is ranked among the top 100 institutions in the QS World University Arab Region 2026 and recognized for holding the #1 academic reputation among private higher education institutions in Oman by QS. These achievements reflect an unwavering commitment to excellence, innovation, and meaningful global engagement. We are deeply honored to welcome our keynote speaker, His Excellency Dr. Ali Shidani, Undersecretary for Communications and Information Technology at the Ministry of Transport, Communications and Information Technology. Your leadership in digital transformation and sustainable technology strongly aligns with aspirations of this particular conference. We are also warmly welcome our international speakers and delegates joining us from across 29 countries, both in person and virtually. Your participations enriches this gathering through diversity of insight and expertise you bring reinforces Oman's role as a hub for global academic and research dialogue. This year, we received 376 paper submissions, of which 201 were accepted following a rigorous peer review process. This selectivity reflects the high academic standards and scholarly integrity that define the conference. The conference tracks address some of the most pressing priorities of our time: digital technologies for sustainable development, circular and regenerative economies, green finance, education and human capital, ethical governance, resilient low-carbon business models, and climate justice. These themes are not abstract concepts. They are actionable pathways towards a more sustainable future. We are also proud that accepted papers will be published by Springer and Emerald Publishing and indexed in the world-renowned Scopus, with selected papers considered for special issues in leading international journals. This strengthens the global visibility and impact of the research presented to us here today. As MCBS celebrates 30 years of educational leadership, hosting ICSPBT 2026 aligns closely with the ambitions of Oman Vision 2040. Our commitment to sustainability, innovation, and human capital development directly supports Oman's transformation toward a diversified, knowledge-based economy. I extend my appreciation to our partners, contributors, reviewers, and especially the organizing committee for their dedication and professionalism in delivering a world-class conference. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Executive Chairman, Dr. Munir Al-Miskari, the Board of Governors, and the Conference Chair, Dr. Musa Al-Kindi, we reaffirm our commitment to advancing knowledge, fostering innovation, and contributing to sustainable development locally, regionally, and globally. The future is not something we simply inherit. It is something we actively shape. May the discussions and the collaborations over the coming days inspire practical solutions and lasting partnerships. Thank you, and I wish you all a very productive and inspiring conference.
Thank you, Ms. Aisha, for those inspiring remarks. We now move to our keynote address. We welcome His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Amr Al-Shidani, Undersecretary for Communications and Information Technology. His Excellency has been at the forefront of Oman's digital transformation journey, leading national initiatives in artificial intelligence, emerging technologies, innovation, ecosystems, and sustainable digital infrastructure. In his keynote, we look forward to gaining insights on how digital transformation can contribute to sustainability and economic resilience at national and global levels. Please join me in welcoming His Excellency Dr. Ali bin Amr Al-Shidani.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. How can I control the slides? Okay. شكرا. Let me first congratulate the college on job well done. I can see that the college is well suited to cope with the change that we see around us, particularly in AI, in the education system. I think you've implanted the right foundation to cope with this coming wave of change. So congratulations to the congratulations to the management, congratulations to the administrative staff, and also congratulations to students who chose to be affiliated with the college, a university, if you ask me. Inshallah, inshallah. All right. I would like to spend a few minutes to go over the National Digital Economy Program. Vision 2040, and how can we achieve the digital aspirations stipulated in Vision 2040. Inspired by His Majesty's I need help. لا عادي اقدر استخدم الكيباد؟ وين الكيباد؟ يمين لا ولا واحد. It's okay. Take your time. It's okay. في mouse. ايوه احسن. وعليكم السلام. Inspired by His Majesty's continuous direction on the emphasis of the digital economy and how important digital economy is, His Majesty have consistently emphasized that the digital economy has to be a contributor and an integral part of the national economy. Therefore, the National Digital Economy Program was approved by the government in 2021 to lead the charge on digital economy. The National Digital Economy Program focuses on three main streams: digital government, digital business, and digital society. And the ultimate objective of the National Digital Economy Program is to increase the contribution of the digital economy in Oman to reach 10% of the GDP by 2040, inshallah ta'ala. So as you can see, the National Digital Economy Program looks at technology as not just as an enabler, but as a standalone industry as well. It's a 20-year program segmented in 4 phases. Every phase has its own theme. We've just concluded the first phase, 2021-2025. We are in the second phase, 2026-2030. Each phase, as you can see from the screen, has a particular theme. But the general story here is that we want to transition to a nation that produces technology in niche areas, areas of abundance in Oman, like oil and gas, areas of strength, like oil and gas. But to achieve sustainability, digital sovereignty, we have to make that shift away from being completely consumers of technology to becoming also producers of technology that will fulfill digital sovereignty that we need in the country. Plus, the digital economy becomes a contributor to the national economy, as you all know, diversifying away from sole dependence on oil and gas. So the National Digital Economy Program constitutes of 8 different executive programs implemented by different government entities. The 8 programs are the Digital Government Program, Cybersecurity Innovation Program, Artificial Intelligence Program, Space Program, and Digital Industry Program. Those 5 programs are executed and managed by the Ministry of Transport, Communication, Information Technology. We also have 3 more programs: FinTech Program, which is being managed and executed by the Central Bank of Oman, E-Commerce Program, which is again executed and managed by Ministry of Commerce, Industry, and Innovation and Investment Promotion. And finally, the Digital Infrastructure Program, which is managed and executed by the Telecommunication Regulatory Authority, TRA. Each and every program has projects, KPIs, executive teams to execute and to deliver. I want to go over some of the achievements of these programs. This is the accumulative result of 5 years of work. So there has been so many achievements, alhamdulillah, but I'm just going to touch on some of them. On the Government Digital Transformation Program, we've seen huge growth in number of online transactions. The number of online transactions jumped 400% in the last 4 years. The number of online payments for government services have also jumped significantly. The digital readiness of government entities also jumped from around 60% when we started to 85% when we ended the program. We've launched multiple platforms, government platforms, to provide services to citizens, investors, tourists. We've launched the the Government Unified Portal. We call it GUP, gov.om, which is going to be a single window for all government services, all under one umbrella, giving or providing users with a unified user experience, a very predictable journey and flow. So the next thing for government, the Government Unified Portal, gov.om, is also to build life cycle events. So we want to transition away from just giving services to citizens to providing life cycle events. So there is a life cycle of birth and life cycle of employment and life cycle of education. So in the life cycle of birth, for example, the citizen doesn't have to apply for birth certificate individually and apply for child benefit on a separate channel. You get all these services under one umbrella, and you don't have to know who is providing the service from the other side. You just opt in to receive childbirth immunity from Ministry of Health, child benefit, passport, enroll your kid to grade 1 or to KG. You get all these services under one umbrella. That's what we call life cycle. So we've identified 50 different life cycles that will be available and will be rolled out in gov.om. In addition to that, 217 different government platforms have been launched in the last 4 years. And this is a remarkable number. It covered different domains, from social protection to education to health to marine services, business applications, open data, a total of 217. I can't squeeze in 217 screenshots here, but this is just an indicator of the growth in the number of government services, government online services available for the citizens. We are not only looking at technology, we are also looking at human capital. So the ministry have launched a program to upskill government employees, and we are targeting to upskill 650 government employees on digital transformation, AI, cybersecurity. 650 are segmented in 3 different segments: leaders, the leaders of the organizations, the excellencies, the ministers, the undersecretary. That's the first segment. The second segment are the digital transformation leaders, who play both strategic and technical role. And the third segment are digital transformation employees. In the last 5 years, we've been engaging with 1,500 digital transformation members from across 57 government entities, executing 1,600 projects. That's the magnitude of projects that has been executed in the government entities in the last 4 years. So very important to focus on human capital. Also equally important to focus on having the right regulatory framework for government to comply to when it comes to digital transformation. That's why the ministry have issued several regulations to govern and to make sure that government entities comply to data sharing, they comply to cybersecurity and other areas to improve citizen experience. We've also launched, we revived the digital ID. Oman is one of the first countries in the region to issue digital ID. This was like 12 years ago. Now the system is almost obsolete, so we revived that, and now we've launched another digital ID system. We call it Thiqa. And for Omanis, you will appreciate this change because the earlier digital ID system was very attached to the ID card. You have to have an ID card reader, and you have to also have. If you don't want to use an ID card reader, your SIM card has to be enabled. All that is now gone with Thiqa. It is biometric based. So it is biometric based, and all what you need is your face to access government services. But it will take us until the end of this year to onboard all government systems to use Thiqa, inshallah ta'ala. But hopefully by that, the user experience will change tremendously, inshallah. I want to touch a little bit on AI. We also we have an AI program, and we've launched several initiatives in AI. One of the flagship initiative is AI Studio. So AI Studio is an innovation platform where anyone can go in, ask questions, get free consultations, co-develop AI solutions with AI experts. So what we did here is that the ministry have outsourced AI consultancy, advisory, co-creation. We've outsourced it to a dedicated company that provides this service 24/7. They have virtual existence. If you go to aistudio.com, and soon to launch a physical presence as well, so you can walk into the AI studio. And since the inception of AI Studio, there has been, if I remember the numbers correctly, more than 200 different sessions in AI advising, consultancy, and so on. We also worked on a large language model for Oman to be used by government employees. The idea here is that we want to increase the productivity of government employees by giving them a personal assistant. So we want every Omani government employee to create his own personal assistant that will help to become more productive, faster in executing their daily tasks. Plus, operate in a safe environment. So government employees can upload files without fearing of data leakage. This large language model has been developed here in Oman, and it is hosted here in Oman. And we hope by using Mu'in, we hope the collective efficiency of the government will boost as well, because everyone is going to have a personal assistant that is going to help in executing daily jobs. We also recently announced that a new dedicated AI zone is going to be established near Moj, Muscat Airport, and it's going to be a hub to attract AI startups from the region to AI startups to come and to have a home here in Oman. We expect this zone to be ready in 2 years' time, inshallah. What we also launched a couple of months ago, which is very aligned with the sustainability theme of this conference today, is the AI Green Alliance, or the Green AI Alliance. So the Green AI Alliance, you all know what's happening with AI, the revolution of AI, and the need for data centers to process AI, either for training or inferencing. And those data centers are heavy consumers of electricity, and that can come with sustainability impacts. So the Ministry of Transport, Communication, Information Technology, along with Ministry of Energy and Minerals, have launched the Green AI Alliance. The Alliance is a platform for policymakers, companies, both power energy companies and AI companies to come together, share information, co-create business opportunities to advance green AI. So we want to advance AI, but responsibly and by saving planet Earth. We currently have more than 40 members part of this Green AI Alliance. This is an open invitation to MCBS to become part of the alliance as well. We have a couple of academic institutions part of the alliance, so we can talk about this later, inshallah. And it is aligned very well with what I've seen today, the Istidama Center and what you are doing and the theme of the conference, obviously. The other important project that we've launched a couple of months ago is Oman Digital Triangle. So Oman Digital Triangle, what we are trying to do here is we are trying to create a digital triangle, 3 distinctly separated geographical locations in Oman, but connected to host AI data centers. These 3 locations will be equipped and ready technically from an investment perspective and from talent perspective as well to host global AI data centers. You can see on the left here, this is the AI ecosystem in Oman. These are the companies operating in Oman. The picture was emptier 3 years ago. It is getting crowded, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. All this, all the different initiatives run by the ministry and other government entities have resulted in this very colorful ecosystem picture that we see. And inshallah ta'ala, we are going to see more and more companies, more and more AI companies in the future, inshallah. We've also paid special attention to semiconductors, and we've run multiple semiconductor training. We've attracted semiconductor investments, semiconductor conferences, and today we have 200 plus ready talents in semiconductor, especially in designing semiconductors. And we also have the total amount of investments in semiconductor in Oman in the last 3 years only is close to 50 million Omani riyals, alhamdulillah. Also, we worked a lot to nurture the startup ecosystem, to provide upskilling programs for IT graduates through Makeen. I'm sure you've heard of Makeen. So Makeen, the objective of Makeen was to upskill 10,000 Omanis in the last 4 years. Alhamdulillah, we have crossed that. The number of beneficiaries of Makeen have crossed 11,000 Omanis, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Many of them have got better jobs, better job opportunities. They are ready for the job market. And now we are designing Makeen 2. And again, this is an open invitation to MCBS to be part of Makeen 2, inshallah. We've launched other initiatives as well to help startups like Numu, Jadara, SAS48, Deep Tech, all different programs aimed at different segments at the startup ecosystem. Some are directed to startups in the ideation stage. Some are directed to startups at the growth stage, and so on. And as a result of all that, we see, alhamdulillah, the startup ecosystem in Oman is growing. The ministry also looks after the space sector, and the space sector is an emerging sector in Oman. I'm sure you've heard that Oman is building a spaceport in Duqm, and we've successfully launched the first space rocket. Oman also have launched 2 satellites for Earth observation, and we've signed a contract with Airbus to launch the first communication satellite, inshallah, in 2029. We also had a space accelerator, which helped normal IT companies to pivot to space services. And as you can see from the picture here, this is the Oman space ecosystem. The model here is that the government is a facilitator, is a gate opener. We create the ecosystem, and we want private sector to thrive. We lead the charge by championing the space sector, by defining the direction that we want in the space sector, but we let the execution to happen through private sector. That's why you see, alhamdulillah, the number of space companies have increased in the last 3 years from 10 companies in 2022 to 25 companies in end of 25. The number of employees in the space sector have increased from 100 employees 3 years ago to 400 employees. The investments in the space sector have increased 200% in the last 3 years. I was very happy. We had the space conference last week, 2 weeks ago. And it was a very pleasant moment to see MB Petroleum. You know, MB Petroleum is one of the largest petroleum companies in Oman. Starting a new business stream in the space sector and signing a deal worth $200 million with one of the US companies to build a satellite. That's just a testimony of how the private sector will follow if they see clarity from the government, if they see clear direction and championship. And it's a very impressive story what happened in the space sector in only the last 3 years here in Oman. The tech ecosystem in general is growing. COMEX as a platform to bring together tech startups and tech companies is growing. Last year, COMEX, we've seen the number of deals and agreements that has been signed is more than 150 deals and agreements, and that totaled to 116 million Omani riyals. This is 45% more than the year before. And we see that every year the COMEX as a platform and the tech ecosystem in general is growing, alhamdulillah. All thanks to you. You produce the talent that are fueling all this. They join companies, they create their own companies, and they all contribute to the tech ecosystem. So thank you. I promise this is my last slide. So what we are trying to do is that, yes, we want to grow the tech ecosystem. We want the digital economy to be a contributor to the national economy, but we want to leave an impact globally as well. And you can see from the screen here, this is just a snapshot of the global media acknowledging what Oman is doing in different sectors, whether it is in AI, space, digital government, and so on. And as I said earlier, looking at the National Digital Economy Program, what has happened so far is just the first phase of the program. We are entering the second phase now, and with your hard work and blessing, inshallah, we will achieve more and more together, inshallah. I would, shukran. Shukran. Please scan the QR code if you want to know more about the National Digital Economy Program, if you want to know more about the different programs that we have, that we are running at the ministry, and I am at your service, and inshallah we'll work together. Oh, yes, yes.
Graduated. He was the CEO of EDCO
Of
Space.
EDCO Space, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So,
yes, that's amazing.
We have got a long line of CEOs, but I would not like to take the, but thank you.
You should have a wall of fame for them.
Yes.
One thing maybe I didn't mention, if you allow me, ladies and gentlemen, one of the initiatives that we've started is creating cybersecurity innovation centers. We've done that with the Sultan Qaboos Universities. We've done that with the Middle East College. We've done that with UTAS. If you are open to that, we can discuss. So the way we look at cybersecurity, we know cybersecurity is a risk, is a threat, but it's an economic opportunity as well. There is huge economic opportunity to work in the cybersecurity space, come up with new products, services, and we need to brainwash our graduates. We want them to, I'm sorry to say brainwash, but we want them to look at cybersecurity as an economic opportunity, not as a threat. And these centers are meant to do that, to become a melting point between industry experts, faculty members, and the ministry to run activities to produce more services and products in cybersecurity. This is all because it's important to have digital sovereignty, and cybersecurity is one of the tools to achieve that. I don't want to stay longer. شكرا جزيلا. بارك الله فيكم.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Ali, for that very valuable and informative presentation. I think everyone can agree that you inspired us to want to reach to the stars, both literally and figuratively. Our second keynote speaker is Professor Miroslav Mativ, Vice President and Provost at the CEE Institute, Hub of Sustainable Education, Research and Innovation in the United Arab Emirates, and Chair of the PRME Chapter Middle East. Professor Mativ brings more than 3 decades of international academic and leadership experience with an extensive body of scholarly work in finance, sustainability, and reasonable management education. His keynote will further deepen our understanding of how sustainability, governance, and innovation intersect in shaping future-ready economies. Please join me in welcoming Professor Miroslav Mativ.
Okay. It is so good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the wonderful place of Oman and that great institution. I'm being invited for the first time in my life. It's amazing. Really, this is where I really want to live. Thank you so much to the organizer of this international reputable conference and to the governance of the Model College of Business and Science for inviting me today to deliver this keynote speech. I came last night from Dubai, and I'm still looking around. It's amazing country of Oman, and the big difference where I'm living and what I can see here. Congratulations for the success of that highly reputable institution, bringing quality, excellencies in teaching, research, and innovation. So after the amazing speech of His Excellency Dr. Ali about the National Program for Digital Economy, I want to go a little bit more into the academic part, okay? Because I spent 35 years in academia, both in the US and 15 years here in Dubai. And I'm gradually moving into from academia to private business, innovation, and sustainability. I'm representing the institution who is the largest international hub of sustainability for education, research, and consultancy in the region, which is situated in Dubai. And we have the privilege to build, maintain, and support sustainable city across the world. One of the largest is here in Oman. So we are very proud to work with you on that huge project on sustainable city. So using and leveraging the practice and the experience on sustainable city for the last 20 years, the C Institute is creating a bridge between the academia, the government, and the industry. My role today is to talk about the sustainability from a different point of view, how business and technology can support the implementation of sustainability and making sustainable practices a normal practice for companies, businesses, and the universities. Oh, sorry for that. When I start preparing my keynote speech, I was thinking about 50 minutes talking. Now they told me I have only 20 minutes, Professor. So I have to apologize if I have to skip some of the slides or the videos. But this is the agenda for today. Keynote speech. The roadmap includes the general context from vision to practice, how business and technology support sustainable practices, inclusive and responsible growth, ESG in practice, and the role of the universities in implementing ESG practices into the government and the business. What do you need to do to move from strategy to action, and some takeaway. Okay.
It is
There's a
so
video
decided.
here. Just allow me to skip it because it's a 3.5 minute about the UN Global Sustainable Goals. I'm sure all of you are well aware. But from the beginning of that major movement of United Nations into implementing these goals into practice, the concept of sustainability become something real, something that necessitates all the institutions, government, academia, businesses, and research to work together, okay, to make this sustainable principles a practice, part of our governance, part of our projects, part of our business initiatives and decision-making strategy. So when you're setting the context, we need to understand why sustainability and technology now shape the competitive advantage. Obviously, there are a number of trends across the world that shape these necessary practices in sustainability, bringing the technology into those practices. The National Program of Digital Economy fully fits into that new trend of sustainability going hand by hand with technology and digital economy, obviously. So sustainability pressure are accelerating globally. Climate change and risk, regulatory demand and requirement, and the raising shareholder expectations are the one that increasingly shape the business risk, competitiveness, and legitimacy. Digital transformation is needed, is a must for reshaping the business models and practices. We have learned a lot about what happened in Oman. Congratulations. It's really something that outlined the future, maybe 5 to 10 years pathway for digital economy. And long-term value creation now is a real strategic priority for companies, because sustainable growth require integrating financial performance with social, environmental, and governance responsibility, because the company cannot continue only thinking about their profits, right, and financial performance, but they have to think about all the other aspects of sustainability. From vision to practice, although sustainability is a widely used term, okay, if you look deeper into the meaning of sustainability, then we can see that actually the most of the ambitions often fail to translate into measurable impact, because the C Institute is working with companies from different sectors. We see that the ambitions very often fail because of different reasons. So there's a strong commitment, unfortunately weak implementation, because many companies, many organizations articulate ambitious sustainability goals, okay, but they lacked organizational capabilities, incentives, and appropriate governance, okay, governance mechanisms to translate those ambitions into sustained actions, okay. Some companies believe that sustainability means ESG reporting, which is not correct, okay. It's a part of the overall concept, but it's not the only aspect of or dimension of sustainability. There's a gap between the business strategies, ESG reporting, and the real impact. This is something that we're working very closely with the company to link their sustainability strategies with the ESG reporting, ESG disclosure, which in UAE is mandatory for all companies, and to connect their business decisions into their sustainable goals and objectives, so that they create a real business impact. Later on, I'll come to the role of the university into that process of filling the gap. The word that everybody knows is these days is greenwashing. Why? Because the company promised very ambitious goals, but unfortunately, when you look at the impact, it's very limited or uneven real world and industry impact. And finally, the need to embed sustainability in practice. It means any meaningful incomes should require integrating sustainability with everyday decisions, performance, risk management, and organizational culture. The last aspect sometimes is misunderstood, but organizational culture, how we integrate sustainable principles into that culture of any organization, is really very important. Some ideas how we look at the sustainable practices. Because of the limited time, I will just mention a few of them. Sustainable practices should be implemented and become visible into day-to-day operations and routine choices that align efficiency with responsibility and create meaningful impact. It has to be integrated in the strategies and governance framework that create clear decision guidance and accountability at all levels of the organizations. And finally, these practices mean sustainability should be focused on long-term resilience and value. Sustainability doesn't mean to create or meet the short-term profitability goal of the companies. It means something different. Build resilience by integrating different systems, mitigating the systematic risk, and obviously support sustained value creation, because beyond the short-term results. So the manager should not focus anymore on these short-term results. They should be more focused on long, sustained value creation. And here we have a lot of different aspects. Unfortunately, I have no time to talk about them, like climate, supply chain, and regulatory risk. The role of business, technology, and academia in that process to create sustainable practices across markets, businesses, and organizations. I will start with the role of business in sustainable solutions. The first one is businesses, the way they systematically manage, governance, and operate on a daily basis. Their role is to drive innovation and investment. They have to mobilize capital, and R&D, and partnership in order to develop and implement sustainable solution, so that they bring really resilient economic model. Some of this idea I'm so happy to see implemented in the new program for digital economy in this country. For me, one of the most important part where the business role in creating sustainable solution and practices is supply chain. Supply chain means to set and enforce environmental and social standards across the whole value chain that will allow the companies to perform beyond their short-term, sometimes very limited boundary. That means they have to deal with the supplies due diligence, the traceability, and the responsible resourcing. Many end users now they prefer to buy products of companies that show clear sustainable practices in their products, but that depends on the sustainable practices and solution used in their supply chain. One typical example, one company I've been working in the US of that is IKEA. Okay, and I'm sure you can give me also some example from this country. And last but not least, the business creates sustainable solution through inclusive economic opportunities. We should not forget about the talents, about the employees and the graduate. Actually, we shape and equipped with appropriate skills and experience in any university in this country, bringing or creating new jobs, upskilling and expanding the market success through implementing the governance of both the companies, the economy sector, or the entire regulatory network that put specific requirements, how well and how specifically this talent have to be skilled. As honestly said, mentioned here about the talent that can work in the cybersecurity area, which is a great example of upskilling or mind washing, as you said, of all our graduates. And the efforts of MCBS to move, not to move, to shape the program in that direction is wonderful. So workforce development, talent upskilling, and future-ready skills are something important for every government in any country. Technology is the next enable. I don't know how, maybe I can push the video to watch. It's a very short video.
Technology really certainly has the potential, right, to help us alleviate many of these, environmental issues that we're seeing. So
I need a little bit sound to be increased. Okay, no problem.
So issues that we're seeing. So for example, you can imagine like a drone flying over a field if you're looking to perhaps address desertification, for example, where desertification is happening, right? A drone will allow you to, for example, target those areas where these things are most severe. So the power of technology is in two things. It allows you to get data from a diversity of sources. Now, once you have all of that data, you're able to then consider problems more holistically. And then, of course, the other half of that equation is you're not just gathering data, you also need to make sense of it. And that's where technology like AI would come in as well to help you make sense of, what's the data that you're gathering. With the insights that you get, right, when you are able to make sense of all the data that you're collecting, that's when you're able to make the most targeted, focused investments in sustainability initiatives so that they're more efficient and effective.
Okay. If you look at the technology and the digital resources as enabler of creating sustainable practices, obviously there are three main domains of technology support. These are listed on the right-hand side of my slide: enabling transparency and accountability, supporting data-driven decision using advanced analytics and AI solutions, and scaling sustainable solutions, because replication and scaling of sustainable practices across organizations, sectors, market, and industry, it's very important to create a larger synergy and also a deep impact. Because of the video, maybe. Okay. How sustainability meets digital transformation. I think the previous presentation of Dr. Ali gave us a clear answer where we need, what are the main areas where we need to work together, government with companies and businesses, so that sustainability benefits of the digital transformation of economy, bringing data and systems, require increased accountability and responsibility, and finally the impact will come from convergence between sustainability objective and digital transformation at any level, not only the business level but also the government level and the institution like universities, research centers, and innovation centers. There's some slides about the inclusive and responsible growth. I'm going to skip the slides because one thing that we talked about recently and we try to implement is the regulations in each country for mandatory ESG reporting. This is something that companies, especially in the UAE, face as a big challenge. Okay, they have no experience, resources, or practices, good practices to do the carbon accounting or ESG reporting as per the requirement of the government. So ESG becomes a practical framework, and it is based on the principles of sustainability that require additional knowledge, skills, and competencies to be able to deliver this kind of reporting. Because for us, the sustainable practices, especially when we talk about ESG, means decision-making framework that informs strategy and operation. It's not anymore only a compliance exercise for companies. It should go beyond these borders. It includes also risk management and performance tools that allows to integrate sustainability principles into the daily operations and financial performance of the companies, and help to align the strategy with the expected outcomes. The key word obviously is KPI, so that in this case the disclosure completely reflect what the company are doing and trying to prevent greenwashing from their reporting. The next, there's a short video here.
Social and governance.
But I have to skip it, unfortunately. The common pitfalls that we find out in our practices at the Sea Institute and Sustainable Cities, box thinking, fragmented initiatives that are not fully integrated across different functional units of companies, and diluted effectiveness and lack of accountability. So there's no clear ownership and incentives that may prevent a greenwashing practice or non-sustained actions in the companies. That means we need to create appropriate frameworks so that sustainability looks like effective practices that can be implemented through those three main pillars: leadership commitment, integrated governance, and measurable targets. There's some human dimensions for sure, linked to leadership mindset, skills, and culture, and continuous learning. But what I want to mention here is even more important for me as a university professor, and for all of you colleagues, friends, researchers, the role of the education and research. The question here, whether the education and research does matter for creating sustainable practices, obviously you should say proudly yes, because we prepare future leaders, including those with ESG fluency, digital literacy, system thinking, and ethical judgment. This is our role, to create such talent and educate them to become leaders. Second thing is our role is to bridge the gap between theory and practices. If someone come to me and tell me, no, this gap is over, it's not like that. Okay, we still being in the border between education and research and businesses, we find out that that gap is still existing. Okay, so applied research and experiential learning will connect the academic insights with the real world practices and support the company implementation of sustainability strategies and practices. And finally, creating innovative system. This matter was also touched in the Dr. Ali presentation, is very important. Universities and research institutions should bring together business, government, and civil society to work on different aspects of the digital economy, sustainability, ESG reporting, and other good practices. How? Accelerating experimentation, partnership, and obviously diffusion of the sustainable solution. All these center of excellences has been created at different universities, help us to bridge the gap. So I see also in this university, in this college, we are doing great job creating think tank, sustainability labs, and many other initiatives. National context from the previous presentation, it really matters. It's very important to align what we're doing at the local level with the governance vision, long-term vision. Okay, and then some ideas about how to move from strategy to actions. And these are the key takeaway. I'm open for any question under the presentation. I know I go over the time. I'm trying to fit my 50 minutes presentation to 20 minutes. Apologies for that. Shukran.
Thank you, Professor Mativ. I'm sure many people will come rushing to you once we're done with the opening ceremony. Our guest of honor and keynote speaker, Your Excellency Dr. Ali, as well as our distinguished keynote speakers and panelists, those joining us today and tomorrow, we highly value your presence and are honored to extend our sincere appreciation to you for your meaningful contributions to this conference. We thank Dr. Mativ for his insights that have enriched the dialogue. We also thank our participants, Dr. Sasha Bavic and Dr. Farah Al-Barwani for joining us, and look forward to their contributions in the sessions to follow. May I kindly invite you all to please join us on stage. I would also like to invite Your Excellency, Ms. Aisha Al-Kharousi and Dr. Wadah to join us on stage, as we would like to honor our participants. Professor Miroslav Mativ. Dr. Sasha Bavic. Dr. Farah Al-Barwani. We also want to celebrate I would like to ask you to please stay on stage. We'd like to celebrate a very important achievement for MCBS as the conference explores how sustainability can be embedded into business strategy, innovation, and responsible leadership. We are proud to highlight a student achievement that brings these discussions to life. Our student team secured first place at the PRME Middle East Student Case Competition 2025. Organized under United Nations supported principles for responsible management education. Competing against leading universities across the region, the team impressed judges with a rigorous, evidence-based sustainability strategy built on the Unilever Sustainable Living Plan, demonstrating how responsible business decisions can create real-life impact. This achievement reflects the future-ready leadership and sustainability-driven business thinking at the heart of today's conference. We proudly recognize Selma Suleiman, Tuqa Al-Nofali, Fawziya Fahad, and Fatma Begum. Congratulations. to our dear students. We would also like to share this token of appreciation with our guest of honor for today. I would now kindly invite Your Excellency, our keynote speakers, our panelists, and our award-winning students to join us on stage for group photograph, please, with Miss Aisha and Your Excellency and Dr. Wadah and Dr. Ahmed and everyone. So following the photographs, all participants are invited to refreshments and networking, an opportunity to connect with fellow researchers, practitioners, and colleagues, and to continue the conversations inspired by today's discussions. Just go to the front, go to the front. روحوا قدام go to the front. So with this group picture, we come to the end of the opening ceremony and we move forward in the conference sessions. We hope the exchanges ahead inspire curiosity, critical thinking, and meaningful inquiry. We wish all presenters the very best and look forward to insightful and engaging contributions throughout the conference. Thank you.